Hello? Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to this evening tonight. I guess we got one more minute, 6:35. See anybody else joins? And I guess I'll wait for Ernest's signal to go ahead and officially start. But it's exciting to get everybody together tonight for this new way of hosting our meetings and fundraisers.
We can go ahead and get started, Sergio.
Great. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight for the 2020 Friends of Scouting virtual event. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tip-O-Tex District 2020 virtual Friends of Scouting Ask event. My name is Sergio Gonzalez and the district chair for the Tip-O-Tex District in the Rio Grande Council or Boy Scouts of America. First, I want to thank you for attending this evening's event. I would also like to thank the Tip-O-Tex District Friends of Scouting Ask Event Committee members, Sandra Langley, Carlos Garza, Javier Gonzalez, for helping to make our event a big success tonight. And we cannot forget to thank Frank Lopez, our Friends of Scouting Virtual Ask Event Chair, for our event here in the Tip-O-Tex District, which oversees the areas of Brownsville, Los Fresnos, Olmito, Rancho Viejo, Puerto Isabel, and South Padre Island. We will hand a campership for a deserving youth in our community on your behalf to attend Camp Perry. Thank you, Frank. To begin our program, I would like to play a video of our scouts and leader, Carlos Adam Rodriguez, a Life Scout, Diego Treviño, a Life Scout, Damian Treviño, a Star Scout, and Carlos Rodriguez, an adult leader from Troop 61 from the Rio Grande Council in our Camp Perry site to lead us in the Pledge of the Flag, Scout Oath, and Scout Law.
Color guard, attention, camp, attention. Color guard, forward, march. Color guard, alt. Color guard, prepare to post the colors. Color guard, post the colors. Scout salute. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in the Scout Oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the Scout Law, to help other people at all times and keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Scout Law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Outdoor Code. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, be careful with fire, be considerate in the outdoors, and be conservation-minded. Toot! Color guard, reform. Color guard, about face. Color guard, forward, march. Color guard, halt. Color guard, about, face. Color guard at east, camp at east.
Very nice. Thank you, Troop 61. Will Father Roberto Moreno Jr. from the Lord of the Divine Mercy Parish please lead us in the invocation?
Let us pray. Blessed are you, Lord God of all creation, whose goodness fills our hearts with joy. We humbly invoke your assistance over all of us today during this virtual Ask event. We ask your blessing upon all those who dedicate their time to assist in the mission of helping young people develop leadership skills, seek the good, and be a positive influence in our communities by showing charity to one another. Lord, we ask that the mission of the Scouting program may begin with your inspiration and continue with your help and the help of all our benefactors. May God strengthen us during this time of trials. May we never lose hope, but increase in hope and charity. May our young people always seek to grow in goodness, and may they always find strong and supportive communities who seek to help them build character and integrity, so that together we can assist in revealing your justice, your peace, and your compassion to the entire world. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much, Father Moreno. And thank you again, Troop 61, for leading us in the pledge and this invocation. At this time, I would like to introduce our Friends of Scouting virtual Ask event, Frank Lopez, and our Masters of Ceremony for tonight. Frank?
Thank you, Sergio, for the introduction. And also I'd like to thank Troop 61 and Father Moreno. We're very pleased in having you here tonight in support of the Scouts and hope that you will enjoy our special program. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am Frank Lopez, and I work with IBC Bank and also volunteer as your Friends of Scouting virtual Ask event chair and your Master of Ceremonies this evening. Through the years, Scouting has helped to prepare American youth through the challenges of every era. America truly needs Scouting more than ever. Citizenship, training, personal management, self-reliance, and personal integrity are all the hallmarks of this program. Scouting continues to prepare our young people to lead, accept responsibility, and truly care about principles and causes beyond self-interest. When you support the 2,400 registered youth and adult members of local Scouting, you truly affect the quality of life and community values of the thousands of residents in our council territory. I know of no greater leverage opportunity. We are committed to being good stewards of resources entrusted to us, to be prudent, efficient, and accountable. For almost 100 years, the Rio Grande Council has successfully delivered Scouting to the youth of our communities. Whether you are a Scout volunteer, a parent, a board member, or a financial contributor, your belief in Scouting makes this program work. At this time, I'd like to take this moment to introduce a very special Scout and his story. I'd like to play a video for you all for one of our own Scouts, Mr. Gabriel Sanchez from Troop 77, here in the Rio Grande Council.
Hello, my name is Gabriel Sanchez. I am 14 years old and I'm a Life Scout in Troop 777. I was 6 years old when I joined Scouts. Before Scouts, I was insecure and nervous about making new friends. I did not have any confidence because of my speech problems and other learning disabilities. Scouting has helped me be more confident in many things that I do now, like school and speak in front of people. I am not shy anymore, thanks to Scouting.
Yes, we have seen a difference since he joined Scouting. When he was 11 years old, he attended his first Scout Government Day. At the end of the day, each group was to present a small report of what they had learned for that day. His group, the leader of his group, had left the room for a little bit, and at that time was called to do the report. Because he was not there, the next in line was Gabriel to do the report. We were really proud because he went up there with confidence and he gave his report impromptu without having any idea that he was going to be called to do the report. So we are proud and glad that he has joined Scouting and that Scouting has been able to build up his confidence.
Scouting has taught me many things, like cooking, firebuilding, and my favorite, archery. There are so many fun things to learn and do in Scouts. Please help support the Rio Grande Council so we can help Scouts like myself become future leaders. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriel. That is truly an inspiring story. Scouts like you and many more that strive to help make our communities and our world a better place to live, and that's why we're here today, to make contributions. At this time, I would like to introduce Javier Gonzalez, a Scout leader on our virtual Ask Event Committee, to speak about our Friends of Scouting efforts.
Thank you, Frank. Appreciate the introduction. I guess I'm the excited person here, so I want to go ahead and would like to introduce and talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing today. I want to speak about our Friends of Scouting campaign. Remember that our youth in our community need your help. Now is the time where we commit to our treasure in helping more underserved youth become leaders in our community. It takes $350 a year to help one scouting youth, and it takes $2,000 a year to support a patrol in a troop. At this time, I would like for you to take your devices, your cell phones, and please text Tip-O-Tex to 91999. You can also use the link that will be provided in the chat. Please take this time and take 2 minutes to make your donation. Remember, this is a tax-deductible donation and you will receive letters from the Scout office, and at the end of the year, you will receive your payment. Again, and if you don't have a way of donating through the app, please, we do have a pledge card that you can call us, give us your name, and we'll be able to take your pledge. Thank you. Please take the next 2 minutes to make your donations.
Thank you, Javier. You may all continue to donate while we proceed with our event. And just a reminder that this is a tax-deductible donation, and you will receive letters from the Scouting office at the end of the year after your payment. At this time, I'd like to also introduce another Scout with another amazing story named Caitlin.
Since joining Scouting, I've grown as a person, developed my confidence, and have made lifelong friendships. I've surprised myself by doing things I've never thought I'd do before. For example, ziplining. This was out of my comfort zone, but I'd definitely like to go again. Also, hiking, backpacking, and overnight camping. This past year, I was invited to attend National Jamboree. I was definitely hesitant because this was out of my comfort zone. But scouting has taught me to consider my future self, and my future self would want me to take this amazing opportunity. Similar to deciding to attend Jamboree, I've decided to pursue nursing. Every merit I've taken, I've been fortunate enough to discuss possible career paths. Just like merit badges, everything I do day in and day out has the potential of helping me to reach my goal. I don't know what the future holds, but scouting is helping me not to be afraid of taking the next step in becoming a nurse.
And you know, as a parent, I'm very excited to see the growth and development that has happened in my daughter Caitlin since she started scouting. It is also very exciting to see her growing appreciation for the outdoors. In fact, every time we talk about Camp Perry, her face lights up. She's quick to want to share a story or a memory that she acquired while participating in either summer camp, winter camp, or the International Camporee. These opportunities are priceless, and I'm so thankful that Caitlin has experienced scouting at all levels and phases. Lastly, I'd like to say, as a former scout, I'm very excited that the spirit of scouting is alive and thriving in my daughter Caitlin. And for that, I'm very thankful. Together, Caitlin and I would like to say, thank you for your support.
That's good.
Thank you, Caitlin. What a great story and an inspiration one as well. And just a reminder to all the participants and parents out there watching right now on Facebook Live, the Boy Scouts are not just for boys, they're also for girls as well. Caitlin demonstrated right there. So please feel free to welcome all young ladies who would like to be scouts. There's plenty to learn on both ends. And at this time, I would like to take this moment to introduce Ms. Sandra Langley, one of our Rio Grande Council board members, who is going to introduce our keynote speaker for tonight. Sandra?
Thank you, Frank, and thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Of course, our Friends of Scouting event this year is a little different, but I know we're going to have a good evening. After graduating from the University of Texas School of Law in 1968, Eduardo Roberto Rodriguez began his career as an associate at the firm of Hardy and Sharp, shortly thereafter becoming a partner in that firm. Through his leadership as a senior partner, he helped develop the law firm of Rodriguez, Colvin, Cheney and Science, LLP. In April 2012, Eduardo Rodriguez joined the firm of Atlas, Hall, and Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez has a long and distinguished career as a trial lawyer. He has advised his clients and tried cases on their behalf for more than 50 years. He has represented Fortune 100 companies, local and regional clients with distinction and zeal. In addition to being a fine lawyer, Mr. Rodriguez dedicates his time and talent to numerous professional organizations and causes about which he feels strongly. From 2005 to 2006, Mr. Rodriguez served as a president of the State Bar of Texas. He is also active with the American Bar Association. He is a member of the American College of Trial Lawyers, American Board of Trial Advocates, and other distinguished legal organizations. In 2007, Mr. Rodriguez was recognized with the Good Apple Award by the Texas Appleseed Foundation for his efforts in the areas of social and economic justice. In 2019, he was recognized as one of the 6 outstanding Texas Exes. He is married to Paula Tamayo Rodriguez. They have 5 children and 7 grandchildren. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce to you this evening my dear friend and our guest speaker, Mr. Eduardo Roberto Rodriguez. We're clapping.
Unmute yourself.
Can't hear. He's still muted. Everybody's muted, all these people.
All right, I got it. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Sandra, and good evening. In 1959, as a sophomore at Edinburgh High School, reading in one of our weekly readers, I read about page boys in the U.S. Capitol. At that time, they didn't have page girls, they were only page boys. And their job was to help the senators and the congressmen run errands when they were in session, taking notes to the bringing documents to them, and many other things to help them as they progressed through the day in Congress. So I wrote to Joe Kilgore, our congressman at the time, and asked him if I could be a page boy. Now those jobs, as all the jobs, many of the jobs in the Congress are, they are governed by what's called patronage, and you develop patronage by seniority. Unfortunately, Mr. Kilgore's office notified me that his seniority did not allow him to appoint a page boy, but he had a job as an elevator operator, although at that time he had a young man that was attending Georgetown University and therefore could not help me. So I proceeded through school, and in 1961, in the summer, on July the 13th, out of the blue, I received a letter from Congressman Kilgore's office notifying me that I had to report on August the 7th to the elevator in the U.S. Capitol and to start work. That was something out of the blue. I was not expecting that. So I quickly applied to Georgetown and George Washington University. Georgetown advised that it was too late. George Washington University accepted me. I flew off to Washington, D.C. I knew no one in D.C. I got a room in a boarding house near the Capitol. And on August 7th, I began working as an elevator operator 20 feet from the entrance to the House of Representatives. And I worked on that elevator for the 4 years that I attended and graduated from George Washington University. It was an education, in addition to my school, that was beyond my dreams and beyond anything that I had thought I would learn. Among the benefits of going to school in Washington, working in the Capitol, I learned how Congress works. I was there during many major battles that occurred in the Congress, in the House of Representatives. And I was there during very many emotional and outstanding events that occurred. I was there when President Kennedy was assassinated. I was able to see firsthand all of the funeral events that took place in the U.S. Capitol. I saw many of the world leaders that came. King Haile Selassie, Charles de Gaulle, Konrad Adenauer. These are world leaders, many of whom had been great leaders during the war. And so I was able to participate and see the effect that that assassination had in our community, in Washington, and in our society. And then in 1963, in August, on a hot summer day, I participated because they closed down the Capitol and I didn't have to work. I participated in the March on Washington. I was there in the reflecting pool and I heard Martin Luther King give his I Have a Dream speech. I would not have experienced any of this had I not taken a chance and sent a letter to my congressman asking for an appointment as a page. And while I did not get that job, 2 years later, something else was offered that changed my life. So my advice to you is do not be afraid to apply or ask for something that you want. You may not get it, but something else may result from that that could change your life. In 2014, I was present when Admiral McRaven addressed the graduating class at the University of Texas. As you know, Admiral McRaven was the leader of the SEAL team that captured Osama bin Laden, the man who was behind the attacks in New York City on 9/11. Admiral McRaven was the leader of that SEAL team. And so in his address to the graduates at the University of Texas in 2014, he told them about the 10 life lessons that he learned from basic SEAL training. And I want to read them to you because they are so meaningful. And as a scout, if you listen to them and pay attention to them, they could help change your life. Number one, if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. If you can't do the little things right, you will never do the big things right. Number two, if you want to change the world, find someone to help you paddle. You can't change the world alone. You will need some help. And to truly get from your starting point to your destination takes friends, colleagues, the goodwill of strangers, and a strong coxswain to guide them. If you want to change the world, measure a person by the size of their heart and not the size of their flippers. SEAL training was a great equalizer. Nothing mattered but your will to succeed, not your color, not your ethnic background, not your education, and not your social status. 4, if you want to change the world, get over being a sugar cookie and keep moving forward. Sometimes, no matter how well you prepare or how well you perform, you still end up being a sugar cookie. For failing the uniform inspection, the student in basic SEAL training had to run fully clothed into the surf and then wet from head to toe, roll around on the beach until every part of your body was covered with sand. The effect was known as a sugar cookie. You stayed in that uniform the rest of the day, cold, wet, and sandy. There were many a student who just couldn't accept the fact that all their effort was in vain. Those students didn't understand the purpose of the drill. You were never going to succeed. You were never going to have a perfect uniform. Number 5, if you want to change the world, don't be afraid of the circuses. Every day during training, you were challenged with multiple physical events, long runs, long swims, obstacle courses, hours of calisthenics, something designed to test your mettle. Every event had standards, times you had to meet. If you failed to meet those standards, your name was posted on a list. And at the end of the day, those on the list were invited to a circus. A circus was 2 hours of additional calisthenics designed to wear you down, to break your spirit, to force you to quit. Life is filled with circuses. You will fail. You will likely fail often. It will be painful. It will be discouraging. At times, it will test you to your very core. Number 6, if you want to change the world, sometimes you have to slide down the obstacles that head first. Don't be afraid to take risks. Number 7, you want to change the world, don't back down from the sharks. There are a lot of sharks in the world. If you have to complete the swim, you will have to deal with them. Don't ever back down from the sharks. Number 8, if you want to change the world, you must be your very best in the darkest moments. At the darkest moment of the mission is a time when you must be calm, composed, when all your tactical skills, your physical power, and all of your inner strengths must be brought to bear. You must always be best in your darkest moments. Number 9, if you want to change the world, start singing when you're up to your neck in mud. If I have learned anything in my time traveling the world, it is the power of hope, the power of one person. Washington, Lincoln, King, Mandela, and even a young girl from Pakistan, Malala. One person can change the world by giving people hope. Number 10, if you want to change the world, don't ever, ever ring the bell. In SEAL training, there's a bell, a brass bell that hangs in the center of the compound for all the students to see. All you have to do is quit. All you have to do to quit is ring the bell. Ring the bell and you no longer have to wake up at 5 o'clock. Ring the bell and you no longer have to do the freezing cold swims. Ring the bell and you no longer have to do the runs, the obstacle course, the PT, and you no longer have to endure the hardships of training. Just ring the bell. But if you want to change the world, don't ever ring the bell. Never give up, never quit. Start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and that you will fail often. But if you take some risks, step up when the times are toughest, face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never, ever give up. If you do these things, then the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today. It matters not your gender, your ethnic or religious background, your orientation or your social status. Our struggles in this world are similar, and the lessons to overcome those struggles and to move forward, changing ourselves and the world around us will apply equally to all. Changing the world can happen anywhere, and anyone can do it. Just don't ever give up. In your oath, you also agree to do your best, to do your duty to God. It does not matter whether your God is from the Catholic faith, the Protestant faith, the Jewish faith, or the Muslim faith, or any faith. Your oath as a scout is to do your duty to your God. In doing so, we must remember that we do so not by disparaging other faiths, We do so by understanding and being tolerant of all faiths. For none of the faiths that we have in this world are assured of being the right one or the only one. So as a scout, it is your duty to learn to be tolerant and to honor those who have faith other than your own. In that way, you will be fulfilling your duty to God as your oath requires. Your oath also requires you to do your duty to your country. You will recall in 1787, when the Constitutional Convention was ending after 10 years of failure of our first government, and they had written up a new constitution. As Benjamin Franklin exited the meeting room, he was asked by several citizens, "Mr. Franklin, what kind of government have you given us?" "A republic, if you can keep it." Throughout the years, our country has gone through many ups and downs. We have had to fight a war to make sure that our country stayed together. And there have been many other times during our history that we have had difficult times in our government. But your duty under your oath is to your country, and you do that by becoming active in governance. You must stay informed about what is going on in our government and be ready to participate when you see that our government is not operating as it should. To do so requires involvement. Our investment in seeing that our governing bodies are following the rules and regulations that apply to them. We can only do that by being active in the political process, whether that be at the local level or at the national level. But participate we must. If we let others say they're going to do it, if we think, "Oh, I don't like politics," then we must be prepared to accept what we get. And unfortunately, history has taught us that bad governing happens when good people look away and quit participating. In participating, you must be open-minded. Not everyone will agree with you. Yes, we must be willing to accept that others may have a better solution to an issue. We must be willing to accept that our position is not always the best one. We must be able to accept at times that ours is to be the loyal opposition and to do it honorably. In this time, in our society and in our country, we are in the midst of political issues that you think may be tearing our country apart. And I ask you, as you proceed through life and as we proceed through the next months and the following years, to be true to your oath as a scout, that you will be trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent, and be ready to accept that there are people that have other opinions about how to govern. But you must remember to always make sure that whoever's in power follows the rules. And to do that, you must participate in our governmental process. In conclusion, I will read a quote that was a favorite of my son, and is very applicable to you as you proceed in life and as you participate in society. It's called "The Man in the Arena," and it was written by Theodore Roosevelt. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Mr. Rodriguez, thank you so much for your words. And on behalf of all of our youth, scouters, and guests, we want to thank you for speaking today. And a campership will be awarded to a deserving scout on your behalf to Camp Perry.
Thank you.
Now, I would like to show our newest video of Camp Perry. The video was created by one of our very own scouts, Mr. Aaron Trevino. Your donations will help support deserving scouts to attend our beloved local Camp Perry that would otherwise not have the opportunity to attend. At this time, I would like to ask Javier Gonzalez for another Friends of Scouting updates.
Thank you, Frank. That was such an amazing and awesome video. Great job on that, Aaron. At this time, I would like to share the screen and how much we have raised so far. Keep it coming. We are doing a great job. And for all of our Facebook friends and scouting, please, again, text to Tip-O-Tex to 91999. Again, please text Tip-O-Tex to 91999. Thank you.
Thank you again, Javier. We'd also like to thank and recognize our sponsors for today. National Coil, Bam Builders, Coast to Coast Beach Rentals, Que Padre Beachwear, Emo Beachwear, Porte Fantastic Rentals, Deep Splash Inc., Joey Lopez, Rudy Gomez, Parker and Company, Jamie Geffler, Ruben Garcia, Taylor Blanton, Jovita Chase, Simmons Homes, Texas Regional Bank, Cárdenas Motors, Roger Manatoni, Consulting Point, Emilia's Restaurants, and several of our anonymous donors, Eduardo Flores, Sergio Gonzalez, and to our corporate sponsors, Tipton Motors, Magic Valley Electric Corporation, Lone Star, IBC Bank, and several other corporate sponsorships. Thank you all so much. And thank you for your continued support in growing the Scout movement here in the Rio Grande Valley. It is now my pleasure to show what we've raised thus far towards our goal. We have raised $18,263 of a $40,000 goal. We're almost halfway there, guys. We're also going to email you the donation link so you can continue to share with your friends, family, and coworkers. This is a strong lead and positive turning point for our Tip-O-Tex District Friends of Scouting campaign, and we sincerely thank you. On behalf of our committee, fundraisers, and myself, we thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. Before we end our presentation, we want to hear from our very own Scout Executive, Mr. Rudy Gonzalez, from the Scout Executive Minute.
Can everybody hear me? Perfect. Well, thank you very much. Thank you to the entire Tip-O-Tex committee. Exciting news that, we're going to be able to raise funds for the local youth here in our community. I'm like everyone out there. I'm ready to go camping. I'm ready to go out to Camp Perry, ready to go to Laguna. And we're getting everything ready. So when the county judge and the governor and our officials give us the green light, I know we have a lot of scouts ready to go camping and build some campfires, go swimming, do a lot of the archery and rifle shooting. But I do want to thank also all of our unit leaders that have been working hard through virtual meetings to deliver a quality program to our scouts. There's a lot of leaders out there that didn't know how Zoom worked and some of these other social media platforms, but they jumped in there just like myself, Ernest, and Mike, and all the staff members here at the council office, and we learned with them on how to use Zoom. So I appreciate everybody being here tonight and being part of this Tip-O-Tex virtual Friends of Scouting Ask event. Again, I hope to see everybody out there at Camp Perry, Laguna Station, Our ranger has been cleaning up and maintaining everything out there and getting everything ready for all of our scouts. Again, thank you to all of our donors. And if you have a phone, please text your amount tonight. If you don't want to do it over your cell phone or over the internet, just call us here at the office, 956-423-0250. Call us here at the office, and Ernest, myself, Mike, Ruby, we'll take your donation over the phone. Or if you want to meet us somewhere for lunch, we're always willing to meet someone for lunch and then have a nice meal and pick up the donation. So again, thank you very much for being here with us tonight. Thank you to the Friends of Scouting Tip-O-Tex committee, also for putting on a great virtual Ask event.
Thank you, Ricky. Well, friends, this is the end of our Friends of Scouting event. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed being here with you tonight. And we invite you all to be fundraisers or donate your treasures throughout the year, or to even be on the committee for next year's event. Thank you again for your support of Scouting in the Rio Grande Council and in Tip-O-Tex District. And from all of us here, have a great evening. And as the Scout slogan says, do a good turn daily. Thank you all.